Hi, well I'm starting this video just off the Iffley Road at the end of Boundary Brook Road. That's the Iffley Road going into town, and that's Donington Bridge Road coming from the bridge, and that's going out of Oxford. And I'm not going to look at things today, interesting objects of tourism or whatever. I'm going to look at the road itself. I've often thought that things in Oxford just don't work very well. Pavements take forever to repair, shops get left vacant, the savvy construction company has still got a hoarding up outside Frog Purple Orange at the end of Walton Street, despite this having been put up during the first year of the pandemic. Debenhams is left empty. George Street and Hythe Bridge Street are just left to look horrible, and the university gets away with building the Castle Mill flats. So now follow along with me and look at the pavement surface. This video is provisionally called Pavements, Patches and Potholes. Now, I was going to do this anyway, and then a friend further persuaded me that I should, and I was going to start possibly with Ship Street in the centre of town, but I think Boundary Brook Road is a pretty good example of what I want to show you. And on the pavement, it's this sort of patchwork appearance. I'm sure paving contractors and civil engineers have a word for it. I don't know what it is. But it happens throughout Oxford. Some pavements more than others. I think it's getting worse. Now that I've done the pavements, I'll do the road. And the pavements had a little bit of this, but the road has got a lot more. Luckily, this is a school entrance, so it's used by children, and children bounce. Now I'm coming from the driveway to the road. That's a bit of a trip hazard. That's a little bit unsmooth. And this looks as though it's being slowly eaten away by something. So far, the main thing that I've learnt is that you might as well make Oxford road surfaces out of apple crumble, because they'd last as long and taste a lot nicer. That's the pavement learning how to do potholes from the road. That's a little bit hard. I call it mulberry crumble. That looks like a proper pothole. And now we suddenly have a whole collection of defects. Now, I'm not a cyclist, but I gather that cyclists really, really don't like this because it catches in their wheels or something. And the fact that you can see bits of road surface all over the road rather than lying sort of together like it should be. I mean, you sort of think this ought to be stuck to a whole load of other bits of the same stuff, preferably with very strong glue, rather than just lying like that. But what do I know about making roads? And I think this is where I first noticed it on the road. Actually, this is what I first noticed. I mean, you couldn't get much more egregious than that. And it doesn't even have to go anywhere challenging. It's not as if they're going to have 50-ton juggernauts thundering into George Moor Close at all hours of day and night. More like the average 2 or 3 Deliveroo motorbikes a night. Goes on in this direction. It's actually easier to see from with the sun at this angle. Some of the stuff in these holes is quite obviously loose. Once again, it's got the same sort of texture as apple crumble. And by definition, road surface is not supposed to be loose. It's supposed to stick to the road. So I don't quite see what's going on here. Okay, well, let me turn round and more quickly do the rest of Boundary Brook Road. This isn't much good either. Very definite potholes there. Splendid collection here. And then we have this rather nifty patchwork arrangement. Very good pothole here and here, and the road's coming apart a bit here too. There is more scattered across the road, but this is the most of it. Most of it is on the east side here. Okay, so that is potholes, patches and pavements, or Oxford isn't working very well, number 1. See you next time.